Well, I'd like to say good morning to everyone over Marion County, all over central Indiana. Light's still pretty dark and dim here in downtown Indianapolis this morning, but also got a little bit of rain maybe on the roads depending on where you are this morning. The temperature still a little stifling though.
And this is another weather impact day with the heat index reaching up to 100 degrees. So much like the Jonas Brothers, we're going to be saying it is burning up again today.
Yeah, that is absolutely right.
We know it's coming though, but what do we need to know about the day ahead?
What we need to know is two things really, Julia, and that is it's going to be hot and at times it'll be wet. I think the majority of the day is going to be dry, but when it's wet, right? And some of you do have the wet pavement out there. Some of you still seeing a little bit of rain. This is a look at downtown Indianapolis. I don't think we have received anything here as far as rain is concerned. This is what the last 6 hours have looked like, and you'll notice right when this rain started to move to the south as a boundary bobbed and weaved a little bit, we had the rain, but now most of this is well north of Indianapolis. In fact, this is a look at live Doppler 13 radar. Still some lingering sprinkles around Cuyahoga, Kingman, and just knocking on the door of Wabash College in Crawfordsville. And again, there's really, folks, just not much here, nor here where the rain is basically stopped. In Kokomo, you go north of Kokomo, it's a different story. And here's the marginal risk for severe weather. This is not for now, okay, because this rain's basically over or almost over. But later on this afternoon and tonight, we're going to get some rumbling and tumbling in the atmosphere, I think. 72 out there right now and in Bloomington. Bedford, you're at 74. Kokomo is the cool spot at 69. Now, here's the heat advisory. Notice that a number of counties have actually been taken out of this. There will be cloud cover. There will be a chance for rain, especially in these counties later on today. And that would keep the heat index under 100. Now, a reminder that today we do have this weather impact alert day, and we'll talk more about that. Just keep in mind, it's going to be hot. As the kids head out the door, 74 degrees, 93 for a high today, with late day and evening thunderstorms moving in, and we'll have that timeline in a few minutes. But we do need to get off to traffic. And Lindsay, how are we doing out there right now?
Oh, real quick, do we talk about some cooling centers?
Yep, let's talk about the cooling centers. I am so sorry. Thank you, Lindsay. The cooling centers will be open across central Indiana today. So if you need a safe place to escape this heat, if you need to find one, call 211. Again, that's 211, and they can help you find somewhere to go anytime. So that'll help, especially on this very hot day today.
Yeah, that's some good news there. All right, let's go down to the south side now. No major issues from a traffic standpoint right now, so that's pretty good news. But we have some ongoing work, part of the big 69 expansion project here on the south side. They're redoing these ramps. They're also repaving northbound Harding Street under 465. This is expected to last through September 25th. So all of those northbound travelers on Harding Street basically rerouted into those southbound lanes. And that does create some stop and go traffic. So I want you to be prepared for that as we look at the map. This is, again, these ramps that are closed, ongoing at least for about the next month or so. They will eventually again reopen, so that's good news, and they'll reopen with new, fresh pavement. That's also some good news. In the meantime, you can utilize those new I-69 ramps to access 465, and that way you won't have any issues, but just be prepared for that if you're traveling on the south side right now. Guys?
Thank you, Lindsay. This morning we're working to learn more about the condition of a toddler shot last night on the city's southwest side.
Now, at last check, medics rushed that boy into the hospital in critical condition. And this comes as the community is still reeling from a 3-year-old boy that was shot and killed just a day before last night's shooting. We will have an update for you on that shooting in just a bit. But first, this morning, our Sia New Yorker is focusing on that most recent shooting and the investigation. And Sia, we are hearing from police about that chaotic situation in a drive-through. Good morning.
Morning, ladies. Police say this latest incident is, quote, absolutely devastating. They found that baby boy inside of a car suffering from a gunshot wound. Now take a look. Just after 5 on Tuesday, Metro Police were called to the area of West Morris and Harding Streets for reports of a person shot near Wendy's. When officers arrived, they found a toddler boy had been shot. The boy was taken to the hospital and listed as critical. The Wendy's drive-thru was closed as police gathered evidence. Investigators are looking into the circumstances that led up to the shooting and say there's a possibility that the gunshot wound was self-inflicted.
Gun ownership and gun responsibility are one and the same. We can't stress enough that firearms in the hand of children, with no supervised adults, is devastating.
So there are so many questions. We've reached out to IMPD. How did the child get to Wendy's? Who was in the car? It is still early in this investigation, but we do expect to get some information. A reminder that gun locks are free and available through IMPD and the Marion County Sheriff's Office. We've put info on our website about how you can get one. Now, coming up on Sunrise at 6:30, hear from eyewitnesses in the area who say enough is enough. Reporting near downtown Indy, Sia New Yorker, 13 News.
He loved to laugh. He loved to bring the energy up in a room, and he loved to smile.
And that smile he's referring to was Jayshon Johnson's. This morning, we are hearing from a close mentor of his, Brandon Randall.
He tells us that he worked with Jayshon to get his GED and to really help turn his life around. On Monday night, though, police found Jayshon along with a 3-year-old Armani Booker shot. We're told the work is still working to find out the relationship between the two. They were both inside a car outside of a strip mall near 75th and Shadeland. Jayshon died at the scene. Armani died at the hospital after fighting to live. Both were just coming back from a birthday celebration for Armani.
The last time I talked to him, he was just trying to get a job, just trying to do right.
Well, the North Shadeland Alliance is hosting a prayer vigil for Jayshon and Armani. It'll be tomorrow at Castleton United Methodist Church at 6:30. But right now, IMPD is still asking for anyone with security video that could help with that investigation to come forward.
Well, this morning, a man is pleading not guilty to shooting and killing an Indianapolis restaurant owner. Right now, Justin Jones faces several charges in the murder of George Nelson Sr. He's the man who owned Pa and Ma's Backyard Barbecue near 26th and MLK. That shooting happened a week ago outside of his restaurant. That was where also police found his body. There's a jury trial scheduled at the end of October.
An IMPD sergeant is out of jail this morning, now awaiting trial. Javed Richards is charged with child exploitation and possession of child pornography. Richards posted a $4,000 bail and had to turn in his guns and passports before he could be released. He will have to wear a GPS monitor and stay in Marion County. Tomorrow, Richards is due back in court on those charges.
Well, this morning, frustration from neighbors in Nashville, Indiana, after a recent move by the town council.
The council voted on Monday to remove the town's police chief. Matthew Fultz is with us this morning in studio with more on why this happened and obviously the reaction from this. Good morning, Matthew.
Good morning to you both. So we spoke with the town council's attorney to find out what happened. They say this was all part of a months-long investigation into the performance of former police chief Heather Burris. Take a listen.
Officer Burris was relatively good at being a community officer, but unfortunately she did not take care of the police issues, and that was the problem. Police just weren't visible. I mean, that's the biggest problem.
And the Nashville Town Council voted unanimously on Monday to remove former Chief of Police Heather Burris. We actually got a copy of the documents outlining some of those concerns from this investigation. Some of them include too much overtime, lack of foot patrols by Nashville police, and Burris living 68 miles from Nashville. Now, while the news comes as a shock to many residents, some believe the town will still be in good hands.
We don't have a lot of crime in the area, so I don't think that's going to be an issue, so things will go on.
Now, Burris has decided to stay with the department, serving as an officer now. The police department has chosen an interim police chief in the meantime. You'll hear more from him and his reaction to all this coming up at 6:30.
Okay, thank you, Matthew.
Well, this morning, the City County Council is holding off on moving forward with a proposal to give the mayor and other city officials a pay raise. The reason Mayor Hogsett is promising to veto it, a City County Council spokesperson tells 13 News postponing the measure will give them more time to refine it. The spokesperson also tells us the proposal has been in the works for several years. Right now, Mayor Hogsett makes $95,000 a year. That salary hasn't changed, though, since 2002. Under the proposal, his salary would be bumped up about just over 30% to $125,000. All the other executive salaries would also see a pay increase next year. Those have not been updated since 2010.